Let's hit the field.
It is Sunday, May 11th. Happy Mother's Day. And the Yankees were taking on the A's in Game 3 of a 3-game set. Former Yankee Luis Severino on the mound for the A's, and the Yankees trying to take the series. My recap, your reactions coming up next. This is Pinstripe Territory.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And again, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there, especially my mom. Yankees fans, today we heard a phrase that we've heard many times over the years, and we heard a lot back during the 2023 season, and that is nightmare inning for Luis Severino. Yankees took advantage of his inability to throw strikes, basically, and they scored 5 runs off of him in the second inning. They also had a 5-run fifth inning grand slam from Ben Rice. Judge had 4 more hits today. He's back over 400. Goldschmidt had 4 doubles. Yankees won 12-2. Goldschmidt very quietly hitting .349 with an .898 OPS. Ben Rice, 9 home runs now on the season. Career best. He had 7 last year. Yankees hit 3 grand slams this week. That's impressive, but some of you will remember when they hit 3 grand slams in one game. You can find it on YouTube. That was a fun afternoon. So, good news, the Yankees have won 2 straight series, and they have won 2 out of 3 from the A's. They are now 6 games over 500 as they head to Seattle. And as we look at the American League East standings, they are up a couple of games on the Red Sox, who are 22-20, and hanging in there in terms of the American League. Tigers have a better record. The Guardians, for the moment, have a better record. And the Mariners, right now, slightly worse record. They just got swept by the Blue Jays. But great day for the Yanks, and they're going to head to Seattle. Let's talk about it.
Let's get it going.
So the Yankees got on the board first. Double from Goldie Knox, single from Anthony Volpe. That made it 1-0. Like I said, Luis Severino just had a tough day. He was falling behind hitters, and when he fell behind, he had to throw a cookie, and they were all over it. He walked in a run. He gave up a run on a bases-loaded hit by pitch. Judge had a couple of hits off him. Before you knew it, it was 5-0 in the second inning. More great base running by Jason Dominguez. This kid is really breaking out. He went 2 for 5 on the day, but he was on first base, and Oswaldo Cabrera carved a beautiful piece of hitting into the left field gap. And Dominguez had the stop sign at third base, but he was motoring. He was thinking, I'm going to score from first base. From the moment contact was made, it was a great read. He had no hesitation, full commitment to scoring, and he did. He came all the way around from first base and scored with a head-first slide. Absolutely electric. He had a fantastic series. If we did a series MVP, he'd probably be the series MVP, but we don't do that for random games or random series in May. A's got on the board in the 4th inning. Nice play on defense by Yarbrough Vivas.
Stellar defense.
To save an additional run. We got a call about Vivas, which I'll play in a few minutes, but I've so far been impressed with Vivas. I know he didn't tear the cover off the ball today, but he has had some good swings. He's shown a patient approach at the plate. It'll be interesting to see how much playing time he continues to get with DJ LeMahieu probably coming back. Top of the 5th inning, Ben Rice continues to mash baseball.
That's a grand slam. Hey now, goodbye. Grand slam. It's a grand slam.
First career grand slam for Ben Rice. And that's one that you could see coming. You could see that one unfolding because bases were loaded. And Mitch Spence, the pitcher, he got Vivas on some down and in cutters. Like his cutter kind of breaks almost like a slider. It had a little bit of a downward bite. And he threw a few of them to Vivas. He got him. And then he threw a couple to Rice. Rice took one. He fouled one off. And you're just seeing him kind of measure it, right? And I'm thinking, oh, man, if I were Rice, I'd be looking for that cutter in. And that's exactly what it did. It looked to me like he even might have opened up his stance just a little bit to get there. And he just hit a golf shot up onto that grassy knoll in right field. And a beautiful Beautiful piece of hitting. He has 9 home runs and 20 RBIs here 40 games into the season. So he's on pace for roughly 35 home runs and 80-ish RBIs. You got to find a way to keep his bat in the lineup. We got a call about that too, which I'll play in a bit. 3 doubles for Goldie Knox today, a couple of hits for Volpe. Judge had another great day. He was 4 for 5. He's got the average back over 400 up to 409, 1.273 OPS. Phenomenal. 2 hits from Dominguez. Bellinger was 1 for 6. He continues to kind of lie in the weeds a little bit. Cabrera had a base knock. Vivas really the only guy not invited to the party who was in the starting lineup. Peraza pinch hit later on and actually went in to play shortstop, but he got in at bat and didn't get a hit. And Reyes pinch hit for Aaron Judge and did not get a hit. But Yankees put up 15 hits today, and they take the series.
Ball game over. Yankees win. Yankees win.
The pilot says, love that getting hit by pitches doesn't make Ben Rice back off the plate. Absolutely. Ball's a steal on this guy. He's going to take his approach. He's going to take his approach and not worry about what the pitcher's doing. He's going to just try and hit the ball hard. I love his approach. Let's see. Robert Ryan says, Vivas making that diving stop on the sharp grounder and getting the out. No way DJ makes that play. I have to say I agree. Although we haven't seen DJ at second for a while. He was great defensively, but I don't know if he has the mobility anymore. But that was a phenomenal play. Patrick Spencer says, I feel optimistic about our offense. Way more 10-run games this year. Once our bullpen and starting staff is healthy, I see greatness and no summer slump this year. I will say this. They feel more well-rounded in the offense. Every day a really good hitter has to sit, whether it's Trent Grisham. Shout out to my friend Mickey who sent me a thing this morning. He added Grisham to his fantasy team because, we're looking at StatCast numbers and he's just, top of the league in almost everything. You see the MLB Network breakdown on how he's changed his hand position and you're thinking maybe it's sustainable. And, having the ability to rotate these guys in and out might keep them a little bit more fresh. You got Bellinger, who really hasn't gotten going yet, but he's had a few big games lately. He had the big home run against the Padres. He had a home run in Baltimore. And Dominguez heating up, starting to show a little bit more pop from the right side. He hit a couple of balls really hard in the previous series that were outs, and then he hits the 431-foot home run on Friday night on a hanging breaking ball. We'll see how it shakes out as guys start to come back. We got Stanton coming back. You're going to have to find at-bats for him. But right now, the offense is looking pretty good. 2 offensive explosions in 3 days. Today, the belt was difficult. You had a 4-hit game from Judge. You had a couple of ribbies. You had the grand slam from Rice. You had the multi-hit game and the hustle from Dominguez. Goldschmidt had 3 doubles. Volpe a couple of hits. Yarbrough did great. I copped out. I'm sorry. Cobelts. I'm awarding a half belt each to Ben Rice and Aaron Judge. And so our leaderboard, for those of you listening, Max Fried leads with 4. Carlos Rodon has 3. Judge and Rice both have 3.5. Dominguez has 2. Grisham has 1. Jazz has 1. He's out for a bit still. Cabrera has 1. Will Warren has 1. Carlos Carrasco has 1. He's now pitching in Scranton. J.C. Escarra has a belt. Austin Wells has a belt. And Cody Bellinger has a belt. So that's where we're at right now. And if you're upset about this decision, the co-belts, occasionally when I do something like this, people get up in arms about it. I just want to remind you that you can just kind of chill out a little bit and take a Xanax. The belt is just for fun. It holds no actual value in real life whatsoever. It's just a stupid thing that I invented here to make the podcast a little bit more interesting. But good day for the Yankees. Let's talk a little bit about Ryan Yarbrough.
Pitcher Spotlight.
Yes, this was his second start, so he has earned himself a pitcher spotlight screen. We didn't have this his last time out because I wasn't sure if he was ever going to be a starting pitcher again for the Yankees. But he's ended up being a very useful guy for this Yankees team. I have to admit, when they signed him, I didn't really get that excited about it. I figured he'd be one of those guys that hangs around for a little bit, eventually gets DFA'd or traded, kind of like Caleb Ferguson. I'm sure he'll switch back to the bullpen eventually. but he's done a very nice job in the 2 starts that he's made. I feel very comfortable running him out there. I don't know if I would run him out there, in a game we had to win, but against teams like the A's, and he pitched well against the Rays, he gets it done. And I like that he's not a 100-mile-an-hour or great stuff guy. He's a crafty pitcher. Those guys can be very dependable. I mean, look what Jamie Moyer did all those years with Seattle. There's a number of guys who just become crafty, and those lefties, Andy Pettit at the end of his career, CC Sabathia at the end of his career. These are guys that didn't throw hard anymore, but they moved the ball in and out. They, were sinking it, cutting it, and the fact that he's getting it done and giving us 5 good innings on a day that we need it, got to give him a shout out. Great, great performance for Ryan Yarbrough. 67 pitches, 43 strikes, topped out at 90.1 miles an hour. First 3 innings were pretty easy, and then he gave up runs in the 4th and 5th, but very solid performance. Proof that you don't have to throw 100 to be effective. So, looking at the series, this was the best Jason Dominguez has looked as a major league player, in my opinion, with the possible exception of that first week when he came to the major leagues and set the world on fire, hit 4 home runs in his first 7 games. Hat trick on Friday night, capped off by the grand slam. Today he was all over the bases, not only running well, but drawing walks, hitting the ball hard. He had a couple of line drives. Dare I say, he is breaking out. Dare I say it. We'll see if it carries over in Seattle. He did hit a home run last year in Seattle. It was a down and away changeup. He took it over the center field wall. It was an impressive piece of hitting at the time. Obviously comfortable hitting there. Game 2 was back and forth. Yankees were down 4-0. Obviously, the 2 home runs from Aaron Judge got him up to 14, which took the major league lead. But the Yankees had no answer from Mason Miller. Bullpen coughed it up. I thought despite the loss, Carlos Rodon showed me something in Game 2. He fell behind 4-0, gave up the 3-run home run to Rooker, but then he tightened the screws, which is something he used to never do. And after that, he was filthy. Struck out 10. He had 20 swings and misses in that game. Deserved better. No walks, by the way. So good command. No decision. 4 earned runs, but I thought he pitched better than that. Ryan Yarbrough, like I said, solid again today. And a really good weekend for the Yankees offense as they head to Seattle. Let's talk about Seattle. So Seattle, let me just make sure that game is over. They were losing to the Blue Jays, and I just want to get the final score there. Yeah, the Blue Jays beat them 9-1 today. So Seattle is 22-17 on the season, and their offense has been trending upwards. Right now they're on top of the AL West. For years they've had a diminished offense, and I was under the impression that it hadn't gotten much better. And then I recently looked at the numbers after somebody said it on the stream. Hey, they've been playing pretty well. I checked in on them, and yeah, they've been playing pretty well. Definitely taking a step forward. Cal Raleigh's their big bat. 243 average, but 12 home runs, 25 RBIs. Polanco's off to a really good start, 327, 9 home runs, 28 RBIs. Julio Rodriguez, notorious for getting off to slow starts. Average hasn't been great. He's hitting 234, but he's got 6 home runs and 17 ribbies. Their second baseman, Leo Rivas, hitting 341 with a 471 on-base percentage. He's walked more than he struck out, so he's an on-base machine. No home runs, though. Just pretty much a singles hitter. Dylan Moore, one of their utility guys, he's got 6 home runs. You expect him to be a problem. He's the type of guy that gives the Yankees problems. Yankees will see Emerson Hancock on Monday night. He's 1-1 with a 5.70 ERA. And then we'll have Luis Castillo and Brian Wu. Actually, Brian Wu is in the middle game. He's 4-1 with a 3.25, and then Castillo is in Game 3 on Wednesday afternoon. 3-3, 3.95 ERA. I've got a buddy who's a Mariners fan, and I asked him about Castillo, and he said basically that Castillo's lost a little bit of zip on his fastball, but he's still a good pitcher. Like, he still, mixes and matches and gets ground balls and things like that. So it'd be interesting to see if we get DJ LeMahieu back in this series. I'd expect him to be back tomorrow night and probably in the starting lineup against Hancock, who isn't necessarily overpowering. So could be a good way to kind of ease him back in. And we will miss Kirby and Gilbert, who are both out with injuries right now. They're both coming back pretty soon, but they're not going to be back in this series. So, all right, let's move on to the sponsor real quick, and I'll be back with some voicemails and your takes on the game.
Todd Father, I love the way that modern technology has changed the way that we buy, sell, trade cards, even rip packs. They're called slab packs, and they're on Arena Club. No more shuffling through everything. The common cards are all over the place. Stuff's getting folded out and all messed up. Arena Club keeps it nice and tight in your digital showroom. And then when you want that card and you want to show it off, what do? You just let Arena Club know.
Let them know and grab it and take it with you. Show it off online. I think this is huge just because the fact that you talked about cutting the corners. You want to get a card that doesn't break or doesn't have a problem with it, go right to Arena Club. They have everything you need. Easy money right there for really, really good, exceptional cards.
After your pulls are revealed, they'll immediately be placed in your vault for safekeeping or trading and selling. Right now, 20% off your first slab pack or card purchase by going to arenaclub.com/foul and use code FOUL. That's arenaclub.com/foul, code FOUL for 20% off your first purchase.
Still got the Frankie thing up here. Let me remove that real quick and put myself back up on screen. All right, so Scott Horwitz says, hi, Derek. First, do you think DJ plays every day when he comes back? Second, do you think Reyes is the odd man out? I don't know about LeMahieu. I think he's going to get a chance just because, one, he's getting paid a lot of money, and two, he does have a little bit of a history with the Yankees. He's won a batting title. They're going to give him every opportunity, and if he fails, I think the leash is going to be very short for at-bats with him, but I think he's going to mostly play every day for the first week or so. I'd expect him to start tomorrow night. And as far as Reyes being the odd man out, yeah, I would say probably. And then let's see here. Robert Cropley says New York leads both leagues in runs scored and positive run differential. All right. And Edwin NG says at least Yarbrough is better than Carrasco. He's definitely outpitched Carrasco. That's not difficult to do, though. All right. We're going to start with call about Vivas.
Hey, Derek, it's a save situation.
Hey, save situation.
Again, great win today. Did have a little observation. What's your view so far of Vivas? I mean, it looks a little bit overmatched right now, and I think now they're opening the door for DJ to come back in there. So I just kind of want to get your take on it. And I certainly don't want to take anything from the Yankees win today. So I just want to get your view.
Yeah, I think it's worth talking about with this roster crunch coming up with DJ coming back. Look, I like Vivas. I've wanted Vivas to get a shot. I like his level swing approach. I like how patient he is. He seems to really work the count and have a good eye for the strike zone. Now, he hasn't hit much, but I wouldn't say he's overmatched. He's hit some balls hard. He had a multi-hit game. I mean, he's had some extra base hits. He hasn't gone deep yet, but he's not a home run hitter. I felt like maybe when he first got up to the major leagues, he was swinging a little bit too hard, maybe trying to do a little bit too much. I don't know if that was just to try and impress the Yankees, maybe go deep, or if they told him swing harder, or if he's just a natural guy who swings very hard. But the last few days, his swing has been much more level. I like Vivas, and I hope he continues to get opportunities. I would have no problem with DJ LeMahieu getting some shots at third base and leaving Vivas in there at second base, especially against some righties. But, Cabrera continues to, pick up the big hit occasionally. He had a little bit of a slump, but big double today. Got another call about Rice.
Love to see those quality ABs all day from the boys. That was awesome. I'm still sick over them having to find a solution for Ben Rice. I mean, he's one of the only guys that's been going all season long, and honestly, I'm not thrilled with the big G setback for Ben Rice. He's been way too good to have to punish the kid, and it's unfortunate, honestly. But
yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't even know if you could call it punishment, but he's probably going to lose some at bats when Giancarlo comes back. It's just a fact of life. But luckily for him, he can catch. Right, so you can give the catchers some days off during the heat of the summer, maybe keep Austin Wells fresh. JC Escarra will probably lose some at-bats. I'm not going to lie to you. I think they'll keep Escarra on the roster, but I could see Rice getting in there as some, getting some occasional catcher's duty, and then also giving a day off to Paul Goldschmidt once in a while. Goldschmidt is having a great year, but he is 37. You want to keep him fresh. Right? I mean, I get that he plays 150 games a year, but maybe this year he plays 140, 145, and you give Rice some more at-bats at first base. Maybe he starts every fourth or fifth day at catcher, right? Maybe Giancarlo, maybe he doesn't stay healthy. I mean, he's had 2 elbow issues. They talked about possibly doing surgery. They did a whole bunch of rounds of the PRP injections. There's no guarantee that that's going to hold. So I think you got to let Giancarlo, have some at-bats, see what he looks like. If he's the old Giancarlo, it helps the lineup. Yankees played much better with Giancarlo in the lineup last year and obviously carried him in the playoffs. But Rice deserves at-bats. He continues to hit.
Hey, Derek, Yankee fans. Frank from California. Heading down the 5 freeway, just saw Aaron Judge with his last at-bat. 4 hits today. Man, this guy's unbelievable. So, what about the freaking... Oh, God. Jeez Louise, what's it called?
Thanks for having your thoughts together, but I appreciate it, Frank. Thanks for the call. Nice day for the captain. Michael Abeto has been asking this in the chat over and over again. He says, would you trade Goldie for Cease? Absolutely, I'll trade Goldie for Cease. Are you kidding me? Absolutely, but the Padres would never make that deal. Come on. They would never do that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate everybody who tuned in today. A very happy Mother's Day. One more time, Yankees win.
Yankees win. Yankees win.
Matthew says nobody would take that trade, Goldie for Cease, because Goldie's too old. Yes, you're not going to trade a 37-year-old first baseman for a front-end starting pitcher. That's just not going to happen. They're going to, if they moved Cease, it would be for like top prospects, right? It would be for like, George Lombard Jr. type prospect, and the Yankees aren't going to trade George Lombard Jr. By the way, tomorrow we're going to do do the series kickoff pregame show a few hours before the game. I'd say probably 7 p.m. tomorrow. And then we're also going to do the minor league spotlight during the game. I like to do that during the first game of the series. And we're going to check in on Lombard. We're going to check in on Spencer Jones, who's on the IL, and a few others. So let me know who you want to spotlight, and we'll take a look and kind of give our eval of how their season is going. Looks like we got one more voicemail late edition. Let's grab it real quick.
Hey, Derek. This is Danny from California. Watching the third game of the Yankee-A's game at home in my AC. I was fortunate to watch the first 2 games, Friday and Saturday, in Sacramento. Small venue, had great seats, great vibe though, had an awesome time. Just wanted to say real quick, the Yankees need to put together a winning streak, man. I don't remember the last time they won 7 or 8 in a row. But if we could do that, we'd probably be running away with the East right now. Anyways, that's all I have, man. Love your show. Take care, brother. Peace.
Appreciate it. Yeah, a win streak would be nice. You got to win tomorrow, and you got to win Tuesday for it to happen. 3 in a row for a win streak. So 2 in a row doesn't cut it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next time. Hey, while I've got you here, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Pinstripe Territory is the official Yankees podcast of the Foul Territory Network. We are home to the #1 most watched MLB postgame show on YouTube since 2021. We're here after every Yankees game and for reactions to all the best news and rumors during the offseason. Be a part of the show by calling into the voicemail 718-899-1068. Try to keep it clean for me. And if you ever miss us on YouTube, be sure and subscribe on all your favorite podcast platforms. Go ahead and rate us 5 stars. It'll help other people find the show. Thanks for watching. See ya.